we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for episode 22. But technically, it is 81 of Attack on Titan season 4, part 2. We just got done watching it. These are our raw thoughts. So if you have not seen the episode yet and you don't want to get spoiled, please go and leave. Come back to it because we're about to go full on this episode, Thaw. So, how you guys feeling, man? I ain't even gonna talk about that. So, how you guys emotionally feeling? Because the show, I feel like I'm emotionally compromised, and I feel like I'm just worn out. That's how I'm kind of feeling. But how y'all doing?
Ty, go ahead.
I was going to tell you go ahead, but okay. I'll admit I'm already worn out, but this I can't. While this episode had a lot of hits, I didn't really feel much by it. It had the action and everything, and I was happy about that. That one shot where they dived off the tower was really great. That captured my attention.
Awesome. Mm-hmm.
You know, Gabby, I mean, she cool with that, with the save, but I still don't like her. And I'm hoping they save Falco, but I can't really say this. Yeah, exactly. Kenya's right. She's still a mark-ass buster. But I'm not moved by this one. You know, I mean, it was kind of like, let me give you some good content and then drop. I almost feel like it's a filler episode that just gave you Annie on the end. And I say that because Attack on Titan always gives you great content, even in the fillers. So this would feel like a filler for me, but I'm not going to say I wasn't impressed. I was impressed, but when you're always impressed by each episode, are you really still impressed? You know, I guess that speaks to the quality of it. But I mean, I feel okay. You know, I don't, you know, I'm a couple of the predictions that we had mentioned before finally showed up. So I was happy about that. But yeah, I'm okay. I mean, it was still a good episode, you know?
Yeah. What about you, Ant?
So honestly, I do see where Ty's coming from, and I'm kind of in a very similar boat. Like it's not emotional to me as much as it is. They just, you know, I'm a percussionist.
Right.
Drums are my life. They just keep tightening the drum. They just keep tightening and tightening and tightening. So if you want to say there's, you know, that you can be a little bit worn out from the tension continuing to ratchet up all the time. But yeah, other than that, it wasn't really emotional. It was just like, okay, this is everybody on the island for the most part reacting to this rumbling starting, and finally that payoff of Annie at the end. And you know, definitely got to see Mikasa and the crew put in some work, and we always appreciate seeing that with their acumen, like swirl attacks. But yeah, man, it's just like you can't wait to get to the payoff.
Can I ask a question?
Uh-huh.
Why hasn't Armin turned into the Colossal Titan yet? And I only asked this question because, and I was thinking about this because as we started, and for those that are watching, the crew has kind of started to pick back up from season 1, just so we have a look at how AOT started now that we know as much as we know. And the one thing I remember was when Bertolt turned into the Colossal Titan on the wall, when Reiner just said, "Oh yeah, by the way, hey Aaron, can I talk to you for a minute?" Yeah. So I'm the Armor Titan. He's the Colossal Titan. We need you to roll
come with us.
Like after all that, he was just like, yeah. So surprise, you know. But what I remember is when Bertolt became the Colossal Titan, he was like, half the body, and he was up there. So I have to assume that Berto had the ability to control how he appears with the Colossal Titan. I would assume at this point, Armin being as intelligent as he is, he may have been able to do the same thing without it being an extinction level event. So outside of the possibility of Eren being able to control him maybe once he became a Colossal Titan, why hasn't he done this yet? That's my only thing. Why hasn't he done this yet? That's my.
I want to answer. I'll answer and then I'll go back to my original.
Well, tell us how you feel first, and then you can answer.
Yeah. So for me, this episode, it definitely felt up like it was set up for where things are gonna go, but they kept tightening a screw that I didn't think could be tightened anymore. You know how like you continue to tighten the screw and it just keeps on pulling a divot so it starts to dent in, and that's kind of how I feel. And it's like, like they could have given me something even hitter and even harder, but I was fine with this episode because I needed a small moment to just process what's really going on. Because a lot of times, they could have easily, any other anime would have just been like, all right, here you go. This is where like now Eren's halfway through and they're already across the water and things are happening. Like, no, they were like, well, what are the ramifications of what he just did? And so I think what this episode also made me feel like, especially seeing like Pix is finally having to get taken out, all the devastation, all the things that they're really having real conversations about, whether it is Falco and what's going on with him and what Gabby's trying to get to him, or where Connie's want to do to get back to his mom. Like all this made me realize this show is about to end. Like I felt like we're getting close to an actual resolution here. And it made me feel a little sad. And so I realized that, man, like, every episode could be like a banger. And we got an episode like this. It's a good episode. It's filler, but I still feel all of it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's the thing that's the beauty of this show, is that even episodes that are filler give us substance and content. And it also is giving me this feeling of like euphoria because I'm like, man, this is about to end. And I don't want it to, but I feel like it's going to have to. And also certain conversations that were brought up because somebody said that Eren was willing to sacrifice Historia. And I was like, wait, what did he mean by that? And so, even like there's more questions now as well. So as far as the Armin comment, though, I think that this is the reality of it. If Armin turned into a Colossal Titan at this current time, or probably I would say before the rumbling happened, I don't think he was going to be willing to cause, what would he do in terms of damage, like to his own city? And I think that he was trying to avoid that. At the moment that, all his friends got turned into Titans, he could have cut his losses, but then he also is potentially going to kill anybody in the surrounding area. And Armin's just too smart to try to do that. This whole moment right here, actually, I think messed and traumatized him. Like, not only was it like an atomic bomb that went down as far as the shipyard, but like it messed him up mentally and emotionally. I don't think that he felt comfortable doing that close to shore. Now, maybe if they were overseas, he may have a willingness to do it, but I don't really see a reason for him, as big as he is, to do it. I think it's more of a calculation thing. If it was a situation where they in their hearts were kind of like, okay, we have to stop Eren, I don't think they've even come to that resolution yet. Like, none of them at this point, when they were asking, like, man, daggone, Eren's doing all this for us. Should we stop him? Can we stop him? And I think that at the end of the day, I don't think that they really want to. They haven't got to the point where they think they might have to yet. And I think that's part of the real reasons why Armin hasn't done anything just yet. In my opinion, that's where I'm at with that. But Thaw. So the whole point of this episode was the fact that when Eren started the rumbling and he broke the walls, like all the walls are built off of the same exact chrysalis that, the Titans are able to secrete. But, of course, Annie has that same exact armor that was around her in the shell. as well as Reiner. And Reiner was like, man, I can't heal up. I can't do nothing. Like, it's gone. So the other question I was going to have for y'all, in addition to what happened with the walls and the Thaw aspect of it, why was it that
your sound just went out, Sam?
Oh, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. So why was it that Zeke nor Aaron stopped the Titans from just attacking the town instead of just taking the Titans and have them go into shoreline as well? What was the point of allowing the Titans? Was it that Aaron just didn't care? Was it that Zeke has no control? I'm just curious y'all's perspective.
I think, well, I don't know about the Zeke. The Zeke is more concerned with euthanization than anything else. I don't think he thought that far. And I don't think he was even thinking to do that. I think Aaron is so focused on using what's most effective in getting what he needs to get done that he's not even thinking about the other Titans that are terrorizing the people on the island. He's focused on taking these, they're not colossals, but taking these wall Titans, I'll just call them wall Titans, and just letting them march across the earth and destroy everything except the people of that island. Now, that's a crazy way to live, because now you're basically isolating people, and you're basically creating a prison for the people on this island, really, because if there's nothing outside of that to go to, I mean, what's the purpose? But I think he's too focused on that to worry about the rest of them.
Right. So you kind of take it like, do you remember this moment where, Aaron had the boulder and
trying to plug up the wall?
Yeah, right. His only focus was to try to plug up the wall, but people were dying around him, and he had to focus in and just plug it up. That was his end goal. So you're trying to say that's where he's at right now, mentally, emotionally, calling back to this.
Right, because remember, Aaron's direct focus at that time. Aaron has ever diverted his direct focus to something else that was more important in the immediate and in the now. He has always been, I'm going to destroy the Titans, basically, for what they did to his mother. That's basically always been his focus. The only time that changed is when he became the Titan and he realized that the boulder kind of puts a dent in the Titans program, meaning you seal up that spot, the Titans can't get in. That's a big middle finger to the Titans. Right. So I think he was good with that too, but he didn't have control of his attack Titan at that time, or at least as good as he could have. But then once he did it, he had that focus. Now his focus is, I am going to desecrate the planet, except for parodies. Like, for everything that has happened and everything that has been previously done, what is done now, and what I can see being done in the foreseeable future, the only thing left is destroy everything. So I think that's where he is. I think he's just laser focused on that. He's like, everything else is secondary at that point. And he's never been one. You got to remember, Aaron has never been one to look at the big picture too. Folks have had to teach him to look at the big picture. And right now, he's still not he's still not looking at the big picture, because we see that now. He's not considering, he's trying to save the people of Paradise Island, but yet he's letting all these other minor Titans run around having a food fest. So it just goes to show you the biggest problem with Aaron, which is why he'll never be that Joker level villain or antagonist, if you will, is because he doesn't look at the big picture. He doesn't look at, well, if I'm going to do this, why don't I also take care of the people I'm trying to protect and not let them get eaten? But he hasn't looked there yet. He's too focused on one thing.
What do you think, Ant?
Combination of that, including to say that I'm getting, like, we haven't seen if Zeke is back conscious. So because Aaron didn't tell those Titans to do anything, and Zeke is not conscious and operating in the now. They're just mindless.
Right. Yeah.
But I feel like with Aaron, the way he was focusing on the big picture, on getting the Wall Titans to do what they needed to do. If Zeke was conscious and was there, he could have controlled those guys to do something else.
Right. Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. Like, I definitely think that. Well, it's two different questions, two different answers possibly. It could be that, and that he's just like, yo, I got to get this done, or he's already seen what has to happen. Like, he could have already seen that. Yeah, Mikasa and them would clean up shop. They're gonna take care of this, and everybody's gonna be fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. Kind of like the whole situation that happened with Marley, the Battle of Marley. We thought that he just didn't care about the consequences, but really he's already seen it all happen. So it could be that he's already seen that they'll take care of all that. So I don't know. It's just so crazy, bro. But how do y'all feel about Gabby in this episode? Do y'all feel like different to Gabby? Do y'all feel like Gabby is essential to this story in some capacity, and that's why she's still alive? That's why they're still pushing her? Or I don't know. I'm just curious y'all's perspective on Gabby. I know how you feel, Ty, but you can reiterate.
I think there's a. Oh,
go ahead, Chitty. No, go ahead, Chitty. I'm sorry.
I think there's a. You know how, like, back in the old westerns, they would have that one cart that you pushed, and that's how it moved. Gabby's that. Like, there's something on the side that she continues to kind of move and throw monkey wrenches in certain situations and all that. Like, make people look at the complex level of, this little girl said, like, probably just a few hours before, I wish I could kill her. Right. And the irony of her showing up to save her life or whatnot. So yeah, there's that little bit of stuff, but I feel like just for good writing's sake, she gotta die. We gotta see her die.
Dang.
Too. Like, she still gotta go. And what's horrible about it, she might go through all this pleading and all these machinations. She might be able to actually get a hold of Falco. And then she gonna die. But she gotta die. She gotta die.
Okay.
What about you, Ty?
Gabby is, and my Trekkie is gonna know when I say this. Gabby is cute. Gabby is the random chick that pops up just to F with you for no other reason than what's passing through her mind. That's Gabby. Gabby has now lost her boy toy. And she still continues to be the person that pops up. But now, for once, she's actually done something right. And I'm gonna say this. And I know Kenya may feel me on this. I'm actually a little offended that they had that girl look at her after she saved her life. They had that girl look at her like she was the remnants of Sasha Browse, talking about big sis. First off, Gabby ain't tall enough. Second off, the whole reason this chick is calling for her big sis like she knows she about to die is because this chick killed her ass. Like, I'm a little offended by that. Like, this chick straight up took her from this earth. She got to go. I'm sorry. I don't care how bad she feel about Falco. I don't care how, she's like, oh, I've turned a new leaf. You're all not devils. It was the devil inside me. And whoever the hell it was talking about, well, we've all got a devil. I've got a devil. She's got a devil. No, I don't care. This little 4.5-foot piece of crap chick, she got to go. I need her to get to Falco, and just within a centimeter of her reaching that dude, she get caught out. Same way she did Aaron, she got to catch that same L. Like, I know it's not going to happen. I know somehow Falco is going to survive. Exactly. The way his head spun off, I need her to go. I need her to go the same way. I need her to be the nonchalant, lightsaber that Luke Skywalker tossed at the beginning of The Last Jedi when he just looked at it and said, that's what I need her. I need somebody to do that. I need a Titan just look at her and be like, here, just toss her, and that's it. That's because she doesn't. She's not worth the airplay to me. She's not. She's not worth it. She's worse than.
Didn't that happen to somebody last week? Didn't that happen to somebody last week? Like a Titan just straight like.
Right.
Oh yeah, it did.
Right. I need her to catch that the same way the lightsaber caught it. I need her to catch the same L, the same way the Rancor treated a random individual in Boba Fett. That's what it was. That's what I need. I need like he just lifted him up, got the L, and that's what I need her. I need her to go like that. The only other thing is I think because I hate her so much, it's good writing because she's been plugged in so well. Yeah, I need her. It's just so disrespectful the way they put her. Like that's the problem. If I had to say there was anything I hate, absolutely stand on my ground and hate about Attack on Titan, it's that particular moment. That's the one time I'd have been like, yo, man, you a cold bastard for that. That shouldn't have happened. She could look at her and can't believe that she saved her, but don't bring the remnants of Sasha right there, like, silhouette mapped over this broad. Like, nah, this little 4.5 foot piece of crap chick, she got to go.
Yeah,
she got to absolutely go.
So just so y'all understand why we feel the way we feel, it's just so you don't forget. Everybody that's watching this right now, brace your emotions so you can remember. Never forget. Never forget this moment. Ever.
Man.
And
you kind of like, whoa, man.
That's the real rap. That's why we feel the way we feel.
Too soon.
I can never forget this moment. And it's like,
wow.
I'm not, I didn't put this out here to hurt anybody. But I put this here for perspective. That's the reason why we're talking about this young child and the way that she's been written and the way that she's playing out. Like it hurts.
It still hurts though.
It really hurts because it was just like, dang, really? So going into my perspective on it, I feel exactly the way these two men feel. If she catches a fade, she catches a fade. I'm cool with it. The thing about this show is just so unforgiving, and the reality is that when I really think about Gabby and Falco together equally, both of them make up parts of Eren in some way, shape, or form. Both of them, like their relationship together is what defines who Eren really truly is, for good and bad. Like he's got all the different understandings and purities and devotion and pushing himself past the limits that Eren has. She's got all the crazy and everything in between that Eren's holding and harboring inside of himself that's dark. And they make up the main character that we've been following from the beginning. And that's why I said that I think the very first shot of season 4 was Falco holding his hand up, looking into the sky, seeing a vision of something. We don't really know what that is, but we also know that he is intricately connected to Gabby. And I don't think before Gabby gets to him or before Falco wakes back up, I don't think that he's going to wake up to her dying. And I think that they have something to do with the end all of this whole entire thing. Like she's just too good and he's too important. And I don't know what that means, but that's where I'm kind of at with it. It does hurt that she's still breathing and Sasha's not, and the things that Gabby's been doing and she's tried to do. And I'm not saying that she's a redeemable character, but I think that she's very important to the storyline, or else I don't think that when Eren had an opportunity, he had the whole army and everybody. He told them to bring her along. Like it's almost as though he needs her to line up for something later on too. Like he brought her name out of it. So I don't know what that means, but I feel like that is a big part of where things are gonna go later on. It's just, it hurts, bro. Like I don't know how to kind of put it. Like this show is so unforgiving, but I think that that's what makes it so good, bro. Like there were moments in like Game of Thrones we felt the same exact way. RIP to Game of Thrones on the last season, but this show, even this last season, has ramped it up. Like it's not slowed down. It's not been forgiving. Like it's given us some exciting moments, but most of them have been horrific with a lot of death. And I think that Pixis biting it, most of the infantry biting it, and the reality is now it's like, who cares about the Marlin Empire now, because they're about to get decimated. Like, it's not that I feel bad for them, but like what is it? Who said it? Like, I think Armin was like, this is genocide on a level that unprecedented. And so it's like, none of that is justified to me. Like, and I think that Gabby made a really good point. That's why I'm bringing her up, because Gabby was like pleading all these things to Armin, like, does she have to kill everybody? Like, is this really necessary? I get it. Like, can we just not do it this way or that way? And I'm curious from y'all's perspective. Like, Aaron's, I mean, we think that Aaron's probably not going to go about it that way. But if he is he really truly justified in doing it that way? Like,
you want to take a stab at that one, Chitty? Because I got to think through that one for a hot second.
Man. I just I know this is gonna sound really bad saying it, because you know we got real life situations echoing this right now. But I don't see Aaron to have the restraint to just march the Titans up to the border, up to the shoreline, and be like, hey, lay down your arms, or I'm gonna let these dudes roll through. He's just gonna let them roll through.
Right.
So
right.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think he's going to take that diplomatic, like, let me just show you my strength, and now we can negotiate.
Right.
He just, you know, you're going to be underfoot. And if you feel like negotiating from underneath a hill, okay. But he's going to be on to the next country. So, yeah, nah, it's about it, like, yeah, it's about to go down.
Yeah.
And it is not going to be cool.
Here's the thing. Let's keep it established and keep it separate. No, in real life, no intention even of this magnitude. Nothing is worth somebody else's life. Period.
Right.
We don't get to make that call, you know, because we all came into the world the same way, and you know, we'll all leave the earth the same way. Maybe the action to get there will be different, but you know, we're all the same level when it comes to coming into this world. In regards to anime, this dude here, I honestly think has some form of ulterior motive. I think that he has something else planned, or I feel that way. I mean, there's nothing to benefit him from taking out everybody across the planet, right? So I understand how he feels about defending his nation, but the reason why I think there's an ulterior motive for him here is that if he was really about that, he would not have missed, like you said, Sam, he would not have missed those other Titans going after the same people he's trying to protect. Right. It doesn't make sense. When you're trying to defend your people and you're absolute in that, you don't miss nothing.
Right.
Because he should have been controlling all the Titans, regardless of who they are, you know, what, and just sending them forward, you know, right. and that's what that is. That's why I think there's something else we're not catching that he's doing. And I think his friends are going to eventually realize that even though they understand why he's doing it, they're still going to go stop him. But I also think if he really is adamant about doing this, they're going to be the ones to change his mind or stop him, period. And I don't think they're going to be able to stop him. I think they're going to change his mind. And maybe in that last moment, he is going to tweak something within the rules where no Titans can ever occur anymore, and everybody just lives peacefully. Although I would like to see Marley take a L.
Yeah, I foresee for sure there's gonna be a shot where it's gonna be the same shoreline that Armin had exploded, and they just gonna be looking across and seeing these colossal Titans walking through the ocean in fear. Like I'm just curious if they have like news and like they have like reporting and stuff like that, but it's gonna happen. Like there's definitely gonna be a shot like that. But the thing that Gabby brought up, and I guess that was the reason why I asked this question, is that Gabby said, can't the founding Titan just transform a Titan back to a human? Why why did anything need to happen at all? Like the moment that, you know, that interchange happened, like she legit was like, well, wait, like there's no need to feed Falco to Connie's mom because Connie's mom could just be brought back to a human just from the founding Titan. So why not? Why wouldn't he just do that? And that's why I really am confused, and I'm worried that the big question we started off in the beginning of this is who Aaron's going to be. Is I don't know, because he really could have just changed everybody. Pixis could have been changed back to a human. Everybody there could have been, but instead they had to get slaughtered. So I don't know. I want to pick y'all brain about that because I really don't know.
I think in the grand scheme of things, restoring or killing Pixis, restoring or killing the girl that Gabby saved, in the grand scheme of things, say, you know, getting Connie's mother restored, in the grand scheme of things, those are little hiccups that are going to be an annoyance along the way if you're thinking like Aaron, on top of which Aaron's not looking at that. Like, unless you came to Aaron like, look, save my mom, and then, you know, here's the nuclear codes for Marley. Like, I don't see that. I just don't see that. Like, he is now he's not literally looking at the 50-foot view, 50,000-foot view. He is the 50,000-foot view. You know, but even when you see that much forest and you're still focused on the tree, which is taking these people out, you're going to miss things. You're going to miss things. And I just don't, either you're going to miss it or you just don't think it's worthy of your time. This dude literally just pulled a Voldemort and brought everybody to the path. And to talk to them. Like, they've been trying to kill us for a minute. They started this fight. I'm about to go finish it. So I'm gonna go do that. Y'all do what y'all do, and the subjects of Amir are gonna live happy ever after. Peace out. You're welcome. I'll be back in 5 minutes. You know, like, that's really what we're dealing with right now.
That's just crazy to me, bro. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm leaning more towards I don't think there's gonna be any redemption for Aaron, but I could be completely wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Anything else we need to talk about in this episode outside of where Annie's gonna go next, or what's gonna happen with Falco later? What else we want to talk about?
I want to know who's gonna catch that Annie is back, and who's the first person to see Annie and what they're going to do. That's what I want to see. I want to see if Mikasa finds her and just starts to charge at her or something, because, you know, they've had a little frenemy.
They did have a little bit of bad blood.
They had that little frenemy bad blood beef when from season 1 or whatever. So
yeah,
I want to see how that progresses. But yeah, other than that, I hope that the family of drifters, or whatever, that's what I call them, the family of drifters with Sasha's dad, I hope they make it. I hope they find a place that they can survive and be good. I actually do hope that Gabby finds Falco, and then as soon as she finds him, straight sniper bullet, man, and her butt is gone. Like, it's good to see you, and that's it. That's all I need. That's all I need. She's just that. Thank you. She's
Head
Q,
spinner.
man. She's Q
Catch
from
the
Star
head
Trek: The
spinner.
Next Generation. For me, this
Mhm.
chick will just not go away. She just pops up randomly, like, "Hey, I'm here to mess with you." Come on, man. It don't work for me. It don't work for me.
And what about you, man? What are your thoughts?
Mm. I got nothing more that hasn't been already said. Like, seriously, it's a shame how we get to talking about how Gabby needs to catch a fade, and everything else goes out the window. And it sounds so horrible because we talking about a girl character, but this girl character got her blood ledger is heavy.
I was gonna say she got a body count.
You know what I mean?
She got a literal body count.
Like the first episode we saw this chick, she took out, what was it, a whole train?
Yep,
full of soldiers.
She did,
and played the innocent little girl card to get close enough to do it.
Yeah, matter of fact, she didn't even have a weapon on her. Like, she baited them.
Yeah,
and got some bombs, and nah, she's insane. She is insane.
She know what she's doing. She don't get her out. She know what she's doing. She don't get her out. She know what's good.
Look, well, on that note, I guess what do we rate this episode?
Ooh. That was such a moment.
You and this.
Such a moment.
I'll be honest. I think this will probably be my first low. I think I'm giving this one a 5. This will probably be my first ever low Attack on Titan episode. I was gonna say 7, but I'm docking 2 more points for the. I'm docking 2 more points for the silhouette of Sasha over Gabby thing. Like, no, that's just like, if I was really salty, I would have just told you a 1. But no, I think it's a 5. It's a 5. I'm docking 2 points off the 7 for the Sasha silhouette, but it's a 5.
What about you, Ant?
Nah, it's definitely a 7 in my book. The Sasha silhouette joint irked me, but not on that level. So yeah, first off, you had the fact that it was filler, so that kind of brought it down to a 9. And then like, don't get me wrong, they still had the reveal. They still had the cliffhanger as always. Come back, same bad channel, same bad time. But yeah, 7. It's a 7.
I think that's the other thing that got me too. This is like the first time that we've seen, because Attack on Titan has progressed from season 1 where you would get like a reveal and then it'd be like, okay, surprise, let's go to this other group of people. We haven't really seen that since about season 1. Usually when they drop a bomb on you that very next episode, like, I thought we were going to see Eren and them things just like really moving, and like I was waiting for something big like that, but they went back to their season 1 thing where it's like, Eren's got the founding Titan, let's go to somebody else. And I was like, I don't want that. I was looking for, I wanted to see the whole thing of how Eren looked and how he was moving and how he was controlling stuff. Did he actually eat Zeke, or not? Like, is Zeke gone, or is it just like when he touched the Zeke's mom that ate his mother? Like, when he punched her hand, like, is it the same thing? Like now that he has it, because my thing is, now that he controls it, does he still need Zeke for that? Is that why did he absorb Zeke so he can have full control of it? Or did he just need to touch Zeke in order to have that, founding Titan control? So I don't know. I just wish I would have seen more of that. And I wish we would have seen what happened to Zeke, because it was just in a flash. And then the next thing you know, this dude is off the rails. He's off the rails. He's like 10 times the height of how his usual Attack on Titan is. Then he pulls a Voldemort and starts talking to people like, you know, like give me Harry Potter or something. Like, and after that, then he just takes off. I'm going to save the people of Paradise and destroy everything else except the people on this island. And I'm not gonna, while not noticing that they're Titans eating the people I'm trying to save. I just don't. That's why it gets
and that they're Eldians not on the island.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah. For me, I rest this at an 8 out of 10. I don't really have too much of an issue with it. Reason being is because the moment that Eren and the Colossal Titans hit mainland, there's no reason to go back to Paradise Island to figure out what's going on with everybody else. Like, it's gonna be the moment they get on mainland, it's gonna be full on gas is down until there's no more gas left. So it's kind of like, for me, I don't know when there would have been a good time to embark on, like, okay, what's going on to everybody else? Like, if they would have pushed through everything and then they did a callback flashback episode to show all the ramifications that happened because of him left, I think I would have docked this episode so much more. I would have brought it to a 1, 2, 3 like tie. But for me, I don't see, when they would have been able to go and talk about all these things. So that's why it kind of feels like filler leading into the setup for the next episode. But I mean, all the things that I got in this episode, I thought it still rest at an 8. I just don't know when there would have been time for the events of this episode to happen. The moment that Eren gets on mainland, because the moment Eren gets on mainland, I don't know what that means. We haven't even seen the other nations outside of the festival.
We saw
the festival shows certain people, but I mean, we don't know, how everything looks, and from a global scale, like, imagine them showing a panned out shot of like Eren taking different Colossal Titans and just spreading them out. And I really don't know what a global scale attack looks like for this world. They do have weapons that can take down Titans, but that doesn't mean anything if Eren is the founding Titan and create so many Titans on will. Like, he could technically, is it not true that he could take the Marlians that are over there and just change them into Titans if they, or they would have to,
Eldians.
If they were Eldians, they would have the Eldians. Got it. So all the Eldians that are over there.
I mean, it's possible.
That's crazy.
It's possible. Especially, even more so if they got like some spinal fluid. But yeah. And I think you kind of nailed. I think without knowing it, you kind of nailed it on the head, Sam. This is probably the first Attack on Titan filler episode we've had that felt like a filler episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We have not had a filler episode of Attack on Titan that's felt like filler, where it's like, if I could skip this, I'd skip this. This is the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but there's no telling what Eren's gonna do, man.
All right. Well,
but I'm good.
We'll return next week. Super Bowl's today, you guys. So y'all enjoy the Super Bowl. Enjoy the halftime show. It's probably going to be epic. There's going to be some crazy trailers. I think the Lord of the Rings trailer is going to drop. I think they're going to do a Black Adam trailer. That's probably going to drop. I suspect somebody said maybe Stranger Things season 4 trailer might drop. And then something really big might drop as well, which I can't say. But you guys stay tuned.
TeamJVS got a Super Bowl spot. Spoiler.
Hey, man, when'd you get a couple billions to drop on that?
Look. Anyway, we're going. Bye, guys.
Filing out the top of